Hey everybody, I probably should have started recording after I finished taking that sip. It's Professor Hatch. I'm here to talk about finding academic sources. I'm going to record two videos back to back here, which I guess you don't need to know, but this is just about finding the source and then assuming that it is a source that you have determined is going to be useful to you, then I'm going to show you how to create a annotated bibliography or a listing, how to include this source as a listing in your annotated bibliography, because at some point this semester you will be working on an annotated bibliography. All right, so I am going to share my screen, and you'll recognize our campus homepage. Up here at the top, there are links. At the third one in is library. Click on library. And then down here, you have links. The one on the right is choose a database. Go ahead and choose that. Just a real quick word about these various disciplines. I covered this in class, but if you weren't there or if you've forgotten, you can find databases for your particular discipline. So if you're a psychology major or if you're criminology and criminal justice there, sociology, social work, literature, which I'm assuming none of you are. In any case, hey, there's one for theater arts. You get the idea. So you can, let's click on sociology and just see. Here is, there's Brent Singleton, who is your dedicated research librarian. You can use this to make an appointment with him. And he's also got contact information there. These are the recommended databases for your for sociology. There's also other ones that are listed as useful. JSTOR is I'm fond of JSTOR, but who cares what I'm fond of? Anyway, mostly this is just something you can do to like fine tune your searches. For the purposes of this video, I'm saying just click on E here and then use the second result down, which is EBSCOhost Academic Search Premier. It was also in the sociology tab, but I wanted to show you how to find it this way. I'm going to ignore this proxy crap up on the top. In any case, this is the search page for EBSCOhost Academic Search Premier. Ignore all of this, just click on advanced search right here under the search bar, and that'll take you, excuse me, to this page. And I think, oh gosh, let's go with school to prison pipeline. In the United States, well, let's do just school to prison pipeline and see. That's 524 articles. Now let's see what it is in the United States. 282 articles. Obviously, you're not reading. We all know from the survey I conducted at the start of the semester that you're all like taking 3, 4, 5 classes. I think one of you might have been taking 6, and you're all working. So you're not going to be reading all these sources. That would be insane. What I want to direct your attention to is down here to the left. It says limit to, and I want you to put a check mark where it says peer reviewed. And you'll notice that knocks it down to 223, which is whatever, I guess 60 sources we just knocked out that were crap. I'm sure they were great, but you know, peer-reviewed, scholarly peer-reviewed journals, that's what we're going for here. And then also, I would like you to just change the date to the last 10 years. So 2014 to 2024. I genuinely don't really care what someone had to say about this more than 10 years ago. It's probably fine, but let's go with as current as information as we can find. So now, just a quick note, you'll notice that these first 3 sources all say search for full text. Strongly, if it looks like a source that's going to be useful to you, I strongly recommend just doing that. If they can't find the full text, if they can't link you to the full text, then you can always request the full text, and the library will get that text to you usually within a day or two. I think the few times I've done it, it was like in under 24 hours. It's really amazing. But for the sake of this video, and for the sake of avoiding mistakes on my part, I'm just going to put a check mark where it says full text over here on the left. And now we've got 35 sources. You're not even going to read all of these because that's also crazy. Again, you have a lot of classes and you have work, whatever, family obligations. I get it. So let's just look here. We've got restorative justice and the school to prison pipeline, a conceptual framework to address racial and ethnic disproportionality. Well, that actually looks really useful, but I don't know, but it looks really useful. I'm going to open this up in another tab. I always open things up in tabs just to make it easy on myself to backtrack where I was. Okay, so this is all the publication information. The first thing you want to do is read this abstract. This article develops a restorative justice framework that aims to address racial and ethnic disproportionality in the school to prison pipeline, STPP, in the United States. I'm not going to read the rest of this, but you're going to read this abstract to make sure this sounds like it's on the right track for you. Okay, let's assume we're going to look at this article in another video I make where we talk about evaluating these sources. Let's just assume you've decided this is a good source that you want to use in an essay. Okay, so there's a couple things here. One, there's the PDF full text or the HTML full text. I'm a big fan of PDF myself. I strongly recommend just like downloading that to your computer. Over here on the right, there is a link that says save. If you click on save, it'll ask, oh gosh, maybe this isn't what you need to do for saving. I'm not even sure what all this is. You know what? Ignore the save tool real quick. I'm just going to go over here to PDF full text because I know what that does. That takes you to an actual PDF. Over here on the right is the downward pointing arrow, and you can just download this to your hard drive or your phone or whatever device you're using. And then you have it. So strongly recommend you doing that. Back over here, though, I do want to point out there's also this Google Drive icon up here. There's also OneDrive. If you're logged into Google Drive or OneDrive and you click on these, it'll automatically upload this source to your cloud storage, whichever of those services you're using. You can print it if you want. I don't know why. Does anyone have printers? I don't have a printer. Anyway, you can email it to yourself, which is really useful. And then this is what the one I really want to show you, though, is the citation. I wonder what export does. Yeah, you can just download it in various formats. Great. Anyway, there is a cite tool over here on the right. Click on that. So here is your citation, and it's a bunch of different format styles. There's I don't even know what ABNT is. Brazilian National Standards. It says right there. We don't care about that. We care about APA 7th edition. If you were using this for an English class or a philosophy class or whatever, you would be doing MLA 9th. If you were doing this for a history class, I guess you'd be using Chicago, which Chicago honestly makes my head hurt. So, well, who cares that it makes my head hurt? This is your APA 7th edition citation. This is literally, you can just use this when you're including this source in your references page, but we're not talking about a references page. We're talking about an annotated bibliography. So I'm going to stop my screen share real quick. And I am going to open up a Word doc, and then I'm going to share my entire screen so you can see both the browser and the Word doc. And I have no idea why I feel compelled to narrate all that as I do it. There's my blank Word doc. I don't know. Tim Hatch is the student name because right now I'm my own student, I guess. SSCI 360. Professor Hatch, that's your teacher, obviously. And then the date. 3-3 blah 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 2024. By the way, a quick word on the date. I think the correct formatting is something like 3 Mar 24. Maybe it's just 24. I can't remember. I don't really care. Just make sure the date's there. Otherwise, I don't care. Anyway, and then, drop it down again. Annotated bibliography. Or if you just want to call it the ABIB, that's great too. Genuinely don't care. As long as I know what this document is, that's enough. Now we're going to list this article. So here's the APA listing. I've decided I want to use this. I'm going to copy this text. I've decided I want to use this in whatever essay I'm working on. And I'm going to paste it in here. Obviously, that formatting is completely hosed. So let's try and fix that. You don't really have to worry about formatting when you're working on an ABIB, at least not in my class. But that shit bugs me a lot. So I'm going to fix it. Anyway, in any case, it doesn't bug me when I'm reading your assignments. As long as it's easy to read, I don't care. So there is this a correct references page listing will have a hanging indent. So we're going to highlight that text, go to paragraph, and under here where it says special, we're just going to select hanging, and then there's your formatted references page listing. The next thing you need for an annotated bibliography is a summary of what it is. Now, the correct way to do this is to actually read the entire article and then write a summary in your own words. But again, y'all are working, y'all got a bunch of classes and family obligations and blah, blah, blah. I would just say, go ahead and not read. I mean, you have to read the abstract no matter what, but now that you've read that, just copy and paste the thing into your Word doc. Again, the formatting doesn't matter, but it bothers me, and that's whatever. I'm going to fix it real quick. So there you are. There is a perfectly good summary of what is going on. The next thing you need to include is just 1 or 2 sentences talking about how it is you think this article will help you for the essay you're writing. So hypothetically, I guess, let's just say I'm writing the research paper. So I don't know. My research paper is focusing on systemic racism in education, and the school to prison pipeline is, or pipeline apparently, pipeline is a significant aspect of that racism, of the racism in that field. There. That's one sentence. Honestly, that'd probably be fine, but this article will allow me to take a close look at some of the details that impact uh, people targeted by this type of racism. There we go. All right, that's it. I know it was super exciting to watch me compose 2 sentences in real time. Sorry, but this is it. This is all I need. You've got your references page listing here, your summary here, and then just a sentence or two showing me that you've actually considered like how this is going to help you write your paper. And that's all I need. It's really easy. This whole video, I'm guessing we're probably at 15 minutes right now. But it's going to take you, I'm assuming, maybe 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, maybe a little longer to determine whether or not this source will be something you can actually really make use of. But once you have decided it's useful to you, this is all you have to do. And this is one entry in an annotated bibliography. And the annotated bibliographies you have to do for this class are very likely just going to be something like 3 sources. So if it's 3 sources you have to find for an annotated bibliography, then do this 3 times with 3 different sources and you're done. It is that easy to do an annotated bibliography. And that's really all I need to say in this video. I've shown you how to find the sources on our library's academic database, and I've shown you how to then take that source and put it into a listing for an ABIB. ABIB is what all the cool nerds call the annotated bibliographies. And I clearly am a cool nerd. Anyway, so that's everything for this video. I'm going to stop talking now. I will see you in the next video where we go over how to evaluate a source to make sure that it's not just talking out its ass, which is important. Bye.